everybody. So, welcome to Geometry, Thursday, September 17th. Now remember, anytime we have big learning, we got to take some notes, and I go too fast in class, I'll post a video to help, all right? So, off to the left over here is a picture of this poster, all right? Now, geometry is actually enjoyable, and you are bringing a lot of the skills with you. Serious. Only thing I have to do is add all this vocabulary. Look at all these words. Maybe you know some, maybe you don't know some. And then the symbols that go with geometry. There's so many symbols. So let's get started. The very first thing we talked about today is a square. What makes a square a square? So I asked everybody to draw a square, okay? And then what makes a square a square? Okay, here we go. 4 90-degree angles. A 90-degree angle is this symbol right here. So you're supposed to be taking notes. Get yourself some sort of a spiral, okay? And you can actually label it. Day 2, Thursday, September 17th, okay? These little squares in the corner mean 90 degrees. Write it down, okay? What makes a square a square? 4 90-degree angles. Next, what makes a square a square? 4 equal sides, okay? Hash mark. Hash mark, hash mark, hash mark, hash mark. 4 congruent sides. Okay, congruent means equal in measure. They're the same length. Okay, so 4 90-degree angles, all the sides. Now, the next piece of vocabulary is parallel. This side is parallel to this side. If they were lines, they'd go on forever and never touch. So, opposite sides parallel. The symbol in geometry for parallel is an arrow. Put an arrow, okay? But you know that a square, the other sides are parallel also. So I'm going to go 2 arrows, right? 2 arrows, okay? So make sure you've marked that. So you already knew what a square was. I'm teaching you the vocabulary. Congruent, equal in measure. Parallel, arrows, arrows. Congruent, hash mark. 1 hash mark, they're all the same. Okay, so parallel sides with an arrow. Congruent sides, hash mark. 90-degree is that little box in the corner. Cool? All right. So I'm going to try to move on. Don't like these videos to last more than 10 minutes. Here we go. So our next shape is a parallelogram. Okay? Parallelogram. All a parallelogram is a square, poof, that's been smacked on the side. Okay? So here we go. Parallelogram. Picture a square, and you just smacked it, right? Now it leans over a little bit. What makes a parallelogram? Parallelogram, okay? Opposite sides are parallel. So as this leans, it stays parallel. So opposite sides parallel. Okay? Well, if that's parallel to that, then that must be parallel to that. Okay? Opposite sides parallel. Okay? Now, it was a square. We leaned it. That means these sides are congruent. Those sides are congruent. So let's do that. Congruent is a hash mark. Hash mark. Opposite sides are congruent. And remember, another vocabulary word, congruent, equal. Okay, equal in measure. Well, you know that these sides are congruent. 2 hash marks, 2 hash marks. So 1 to 1, 2 to 2. Parallel, 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 parallel. Okay, so hash marks, hash marks. All right? Now, we're going to be talking later about angles. Okay, angle measures, right? This angle is equal to that angle. They're congruent, equal in measure. So we have opposite angles are congruent. Again, lots of vocabulary. What did he just write? What is that goofy symbol? Angles. And if you ever spell it angels, that's okay, I do it all the time. Okay? Well, if that goes to that, then 2 parentheses, 2 parentheses. Okay? So, angle measure, angle measure. That's a parallelogram. I think I should write that. I didn't write square on the other one, huh? Parallelogram. Okay? And anytime you need to write your notes down, get caught up, just hit the pause button. Here we go. Okay, now we want to do a rectangle. Okay? We don't want to forget the mighty rectangle. So we got a rectangle. Well, a rectangle, what makes a rectangle a rectangle? It's a square but a little longer, right? Okay, so here we go. Let's put our hash marks in, right? Has to be parallel. So opposite sides parallel. Okay, opposite sides parallel. So that happens twice. Okay, let's do the congruent part. Equal measure. Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are congruent. Right? Which means equal in measure. Okay? What else? The other ones, right? So 2 hash marks, because top goes to bottom, side goes to side. Okay? Hash mark, hash mark, hash mark. Anything else makes a rectangle a rectangle? Corners. 4 90-degree angles. 4 90-degree angles. Okay? Angles. Look at all the symbols that we talked about with 3 shapes that you already knew. Okay? We're going to do one more, and then we're going to stop this video and we'll do another one. That way we just have little 5 to 10 minute bites here. Okay? What was this called? Rectangle. Okay? So what are we doing? We're confirming what makes a shape a shape. I'm trying to get you to use these new symbols and recognize the new symbols. Cool? All right, here we go. Last shape on this quick video. Okay, and this one is going to be, what should we do here? Trapezoid. Trapezoid. Okay? Trapezoid. Okay, trapezoid could look like that. Trapezoid could look like that. Okay. Anything that has one pair of parallel lines. Okay, so one pair of parallel lines. I usually make the top and the bottom parallel. It could be the sides. Okay, one pair of parallel sides. That's it. All you need is a top and a bottom to be parallel, or the sides to be parallel, and it's called a trapezoid. Okay? Just make sure we write that down. It's called a trapezoid. All right. So, What we're doing this week is introducing vocabulary, okay? This poster, poof, look at all the different words, but more importantly, all these symbols, okay? Congruent, equal measure, right angles, opposite sides, okay? I'll see you in the next video where we're going to introduce what makes a circle, a triangle, and a kite. See you in a minute.